Low Vision Product Manager here at HumanWare. In this video, I'm going to show you the new annotation tools that were added in the version 1.7 update to Prodigy. This specific video, I'm going to demonstrate their use in the Books application. There are other videos that show them in use in magnifier, distance, and files as well. So as you can see, I am in the main carousel of the Prodigy application, and I'm going to come to the bottom right and tap the arrow to scroll through my carousel until I come to Books. I will open the Books application, go into My Books, and I'm going to open a book that I've previously downloaded, The Story of My Life. This will open the book, and then we can begin to read onto it. So I can zoom in a little bit, and let's say that I wanted to do some reading here. So I'll just click this right-facing triangle inside the blue locator, excuse me.
Wholly blot out. If we have one scene, the day is ours, and what the day has shown. Chapter 2. I cannot recall what happened during the first months after my illness. I only know that I sat in my mother's lap, or
Okay, so there you can see that it is reading along. But you'll see also that our toolbar has been updated with this release, and there is a pen with a little squiggly line underneath of it. This is the new annotation tools. I'll click on that and notice that the toolbar has reset itself on the bottom, but also 3 tools have appeared to me in the upper left of my screen here. At the top is a selector tool. That's what I'm on now. It allows me to click and move my document around. I'm dragging it right now. Underneath of it is a pen tool, so I can draw on the page. So there's a little line I just clicked and dragged. If I had a touch screen, I could just use my finger to do that. Underneath of that is a highlighter tool, so I can just draw some highlights on the page here. And then beneath that is the eraser tool. And the eraser tool can be used with a click and drag, or simply click on top of whatever you want to erase, and you can erase one at a time. So that's a very quick demonstration. But let's say that my teacher asked me to highlight each chapter heading in one color and then key points that I need to know from that chapter beneath of it. So let's go back up in our tools to the pencil that has a black line underneath of it. This is the highlighter tool. And then let's look at the bottom right of the toolbar at the bottom of the screen, and you will see a palette tool. It's a black palette with 5 white circles onto it. I'll open this up, and you can see all of the available colors to choose from, which I'm clicking and dragging on the right now. The default is yellow, and there's about, I think, 13 different colors to choose from there. I'm going to leave it on yellow for right now, and I'm going to click the back arrow in the upper left and come back out. And next to the palette is a thickness setting tool, and this has 3 lines onto it, a thin one, a medium thickness, and a thick line. And when I click on this, I will get options for setting the thickness of my highlighter. Very thin, medium, wide, and very wide. The default is medium. I'm going to switch to wide, and now I'll tap the back arrow in the upper left corner, and let's come back out, click on that highlight tool, and let's do some highlights here. Recall what happened during the first months after my illness, okay? So I want to highlight that. So that's sort of the main theme of this chapter. I did forget to highlight the chapter heading, which my teacher wanted me to, so I'll do that as well. But let's go ahead and go back into our highlighter now and change the color. I'm going to use green, and I'll leave it on medium, but I'm going to highlight some things that happened in the first months after. I know that I sat in my mother's lap. Okay, so we'll sat in my mother's lap, clung to her dress, and so forth. My hands felt every object, so we'll do hands felt every object, observed every motion, learned to know many things. And I could continue on here. These are sort of the key points of things that happened in the first month, and I could continue on in such a fashion. Now let's say that I accidentally hit on my pen tool and created a line here. I want to refer back to the toolbar in the bottom of the screen there, and you will see next to the palette and thickness settings are arrows. They are curved. The first one curves around and points back to the left. This is your undo button. So if I click on that, that line goes away because it was the last thing I did. And now the redo button, curving and pointing to the right, comes live, and I can redo it. So you have that available. I do want to quickly show you your pen, for whatever markup you might want to do, also has the same color options. However, the default is black. Pretty much the same color options that you have for your highlighters. I'll tap the back arrow, and then it also has thickness settings for your pen. This defaults to very thin instead of medium, but you also have all the settings up to very wide for your pen. So you can use them in multiple different ways within books, application, distance application, magnifier application, and the files applications. Last but not least is I've done all this markup, and if I tap my back arrow in the lower left corner to leave, I'm going to be prompted to save. But much like a Word file where you may be working for a while and you want to make sure that you've saved your work and you don't lose it for some reason, there's also a save button in the far bottom right corner that I can click on. And this will update the book with the highlights that I've made. And now I can use the back arrow to quickly exit out of my book and come back out to my main carousel. As I always point out at the end of my videos, I'm going to tap my forward arrow here and go forward a couple of clicks. I want to call your attention to the help application, and the third item available there is feedback. I encourage you to go to this feedback, tell us how we're doing, give us any thoughts you have about further improving these annotation tools, and most certainly tell us what features you think we should be thinking about adding to Prodigy to help you in using it with your everyday use of the software. Thanks for viewing this video. We look forward to seeing you when you visit us to take a look at other videos in the future.